Chapter 4. Cal admitted that he couldn't recall the words the lady had spoken verbatim. That evening was so emotionally charged that it seemed like a dream. However, as she spoke, a vision sprang into view. He saw a scale, and one side was out of balance with the other side. As the lady spoke, a new life beckoned that was the polar opposite of the one he was living. It was a life of balance. Cal then actually watched the scale in his mind's eye move toward a state of balance. He was given a vision of balance, and it carried him over every obstacle he faced and created nothing short of a new life. Balance, Cal suggested, is one of the most misunderstood principles in the world. It's something everybody gives lip service to, but so few people recognize it as an agent of power. Cal then shared some examples of balance, which helped explain its titanic significance to our existence. The first example he gave was the position of the Earth. Its distance can be described as within the habitable zone of our Sun. So if the Earth orbited too far from the Sun, the oceans would freeze. However, if it orbited too close, the oceans would boil. Fortunately for us, Earth's distance from the Sun is perfectly balanced between these extremes. Cal's favorite example of balance was law. As an attorney, he lived in a world of rules and regulations. Unsurprisingly, he began to curate the idea of a lawful universe. In his mind, he visualized a reality where systems followed intelligent rules. Over time, as he worked with people in the cafe, he coined the phrase intelligent systems. For example, health is an intelligent system. It operates on certain patterns, and once you know those patterns, you can adjust your behavior around them. Relationships, he explained, are also complex social systems that function best under specific guidelines. When you understand these rules, well, you can adjust your behavior around them to relate better with others. Many other facets of life operate as intelligent systems, including finance, politics, and of course, physical laws. In truth, Cal explained everything is governed by some system, whether we are aware of it or not. Ray began fidgeting in his chair, so Cal quickly switched gears. He wanted Ray to see how balance can be practical for our common problems, not simply a theoretical concept. He recommended that they first apply balance to Ray's health. That would make these concepts more concrete. What is balance, anyway? Cal inquired rhetorically. He explained that, in his estimation, balance is the sweet spot between two opposing extremes. On one side is extremely unhealthy behavior. This includes severe negligence, such as insufficient nutrition, water, exercise, and sleep. The other side is a completely different extreme. It's the antithesis of the first side, where people actually don't eat enough or they exercise too much. Ray's problem, Cal maintained, was his tendency to oscillate between both extremes, never resting in a comfortable, healthy middle ground. Ray thought about it. Cal was right. He never did live in a state of balance. However, he thought that balance wouldn't work, or work fast enough, so he never tried it. Almost as if he was reading Ray's mind, Cal interjected some common logic about extremes. He said that people think, on a subconscious level, that they have to go to an extreme to generate results quickly. They believe that balance is benign. Yet balance is the most powerful approach, provided that you have a humble spirit and are patient with results. You see, the problem is that extremes produce inner resistance to sustainability. In other words, you're trapped in a system where you begin disliking whatever you're doing to generate fast results. So this system provokes the unconscious mind to seek relief from stress. Unfortunately, to satisfy this relief, people often move back towards the original extreme. The net effect is that people vacillate from one extreme to the other, never finding that comfortable middle ground. Cal emphasized that the only way around this conundrum is balance. Balance involves little or no suffering. We practice positive behaviors that we can enjoy in doses that are acceptable to our subconscious mind. The upshot is that these balanced behaviors produce profoundly positive results, and these behaviors also seem effortless. Now, one would think that if balance offers such an incontrovertible advantage, well, everybody would practice it. But Cal admitted that, unfortunately, just the opposite is true. There is a strange paradox between what people consciously assert about balance and what they actually practice. For example, if you ask about personal finance, most people recommend a balance in their portfolio assets or the ratio between spending and saving. If you ask about careers, they'll articulate the virtues of work-life balance. If you ask about health, they'll advocate balance in diet and exercise. Amazingly, these people may not actually practice any of these recommendations. So there is obviously a gap between people's conscious and subconscious beliefs about balance. Cal hypothesized that culture has a great deal to do with it. He described it as a type of cultural hypnosis. Our culture doesn't always promote balance. Instead, we want everything instantly, and we are willing to pay a premium later. We're impatient. We want food via a drive-thru within 30 seconds. We want the big house or the nice car without saving for it first. We're used to accessing information instantly online or through mobile applications. Therefore, we expect the same push-button results for everything, including health, career, and relationships. We're forever looking for the easy, fast path. The cultural hypnosis Cal referred to was the fact that people aren't even aware of this perception of reality. This makes it increasingly difficult for them to escape. In essence, you can't escape from the prison you don't know exists. As a consequence, Cal explained, achieving slow, sure results over time has become almost obsolete for most people. Even though we consciously say we believe in balance, we have learned to subconsciously resist it. Ray found this interesting. He could relate. As he began to reflect on what Cal was saying, he could see that he tried putting fast patches on gaping wounds all over his life. When they didn't work, he assumed he didn't have the right patch. So instead of choosing balance, he went in search of another quick fix. Armed with this new way of seeing the world, Ray realized he needed a sure, stable path. Balance seemed like the right approach, and he wanted to take action. So he asked Cal how to begin. To his astonishment, Cal said that it was Ray who needed to answer that question. Otherwise, the system could not work. Moreover, the first step Cal recommended seemed positively ludicrous.